Well, hello, Terry.
Hi.
Welcome in. Welcome in.
It's
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you are here today. And how are you doing? We'll start out with
well,
how
it's
are you
it's
doing
good
today?
to be here. I'm doing very well. I'm excited to talk about Germany.
Did you say Germany?
I said Germany.
We're going to talk about
We're de-
Germany today.
we definitely are going to talk about Germany. I had my
Oh my
first trip,
goodness. Oh
my
my
first
goodness.
trip, and it won't be my last.
You know what? You're talking to the right guy because I love, absolutely love to talk about Germany. I love anything and everything about Germany, and we're going to have a little bit of fun on this. Wow. So Terry, tell everybody where you're from, what do you do, and what's your favorite thing to do?
I'm Terry. I live here in Daytona Beach, Florida. I grew up in Tennessee, but I've lived in Florida for the last 20 years. And I am a second grade teacher at Beachside Elementary in Daytona Beach, Florida. I love to travel. So that's why we're talking about Germany. And I feel like I know you better than you know me because I watch so many of your videos on
That's
YouTube.
awesome. That is awesome, and that's the beauty of this podcast. We get to know each other a little bit and whatnot. I met Terry. She came on my Facebook group page,
Hmm.
and now how long you been a member of that?
Probably since October, September,
Right,
October, when I
absolutely.
started really planning before we went to Germany in November.
Oh, that's awesome, folks. So there, I have a Facebook group page called Germany Travel Vlogs and More, and I love talking about Germany. I love sharing pictures of Germany, videos of Germany, and here's the beauty: I love sharing it out to people for them to share out their pictures and videos and experiences of Germany. So make sure you check out my Facebook group page called Germany Travel Vlogs and More, tips and more. There's tips and more because there's a lot of tips in there as well. Well, I'm so glad to hear that you went to Germany. Now, I saw some pictures of Germany. Some you put on there, and then some I peeked around. I was like, "Whoa! Look at these pictures! Look at these pictures!" But before we get into that,
Okay.
when did you first start thinking about I want to go to Germany?
I've always wanted to go to Germany since I was a little girl. My grandfather had a Mercedes. Now, this is way back when, and it had a push button, and he would talk about it being German and like they were the best engineers ever. And so it just started at a young age. And I've always told my parents I want to go to Germany. We didn't travel abroad or anything growing up, and met my husband at East Tennessee State University, and his parents lived in Germany. His dad was stationed there, and so they had a love for Germany, and a lot of their items in their home in La Follette, Tennessee, were from Germany. My mother-in-law's china was from Germany, and I would hear lots of stories about what they would do and her friends in Germany. So I just always wanted to go. Um, my brother-in-laws both were stationed in Germany, and my husband had been there. He's in the military also, and had not been stationed, but had made several trips over there with the military. So we finally got to go, and it was the most amazing experience ever.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh, I'm going to edit that out because I got a little joke, but that's okay. We got edit. Well, so you finally got to go to Germany. You finally got
Yes.
to Germany. Finally got to plan it out and everything. Wasn't it fun planning your trip?
It was very overwhelming at first. I did not know where to start. I did know that we were going to stay at the Edelweiss, and so we would be in Garmisch. So the planning was very overwhelming to begin with. I didn't really know where to start. There was so much to do, and we did decide that we were going to be there for 15 days. So I thought that was a lot of time until we got there. I knew that we were going to stay at the Edelweiss, so we would be in Garmisch Partenkirchen. So I
Yeah.
started there. there's just so much to do in that little town. It's a quaint little town. You can walk around. There's restaurants and shops and just the beauty there. You can just stand there and just look around for just and half an hour and just see the mountains, or there's water and streams and the trees. It's just, I fell in love.
I bet. I bet. Now, when tell me about your trip. Okay, from Florida, did you fly out of Orlando, of Daytona, or where'd you fly out of?
We flew out of Orlando,
Okay,
and then our layover was in Iceland,
Iceland.
and then we flew right into Munich. So it was an easy flight. It was long, but it was an easy flight.
Absolutely. So you got off in Munich. So how did you get to Garmisch? Did you take a train? Did you rent a vehicle, or what did you
We
do?
took the train. I kept looking at your Facebook page, and I would see where I was looking. Okay, do we need a car? Do we need to take the bus in? Because our first idea was to take the bus, and then when I kept looking, I had mixed. Do we want a car? Do we want the train? Do we want the car or train? We decided just to go with the train, and we thought we would be real close around Garmisch for our first trip in. So that actually worked out for us. When we got to Edelweiss, I did pretty much every tour that they offered.
That's
So
great.
that took care of any kind of transportation that we would need, and then everything else right there in Garmisch was in walking distance.
Wow. Yes, I love that town. Garmisch is my go-to spot. I went to Garmisch for the very first time. It was probably Octoberish, November of 1988. I was a young soldier stationed over there in Schweinfurt, Germany, and a buddy of mine, he was from Hawaii. He kept talking about, oh, Garmisch. I'm like, what's a Garmisch? He goes, oh, it's beautiful and skiing and all this stuff. This is a guy from Hawaii, and he told me about it. And so it was like a few weekends actually. After that, me and some other buddies went down there because he couldn't do it that weekend. We're going to Garmisch and fell in love with it. And I finally made it to Garmisch back in 2009. I went back to Germany in 2008 after 19 years not going to Germany.
Wow.
But in 2009, that 2009 trip, I said, I got to get back to Garmisch. And it's been on ever since.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go to Germany unless I go to Garmisch. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's how I roll. Because I absolutely love that township and everything. But before we get to the Garmisch part, what did you like best about? Well, it is part of Garmisch, the Edelweiss, the hotel lodge there. What was your favorite part of the whole thing?
Well, it was convenient to everything that we wanted to do. And then not being, that was also my first time in Europe. So,
Oh,
right. So I did not have a good grasp of, just the customs and what you needed to do if you went out. And so being in Edelweiss, it gave me the opportunity again, like all of the tours and everything that I needed, they did for you. Um, Also, there was lots of other Americans there that I could, talk to, and what did you do today, and what would you recommend us do the rest of the week, and so it was just a good place to start,
absolutely.
but I will go back.
Hey, that's awesome. And folks, if you're listening, Edelweiss is a MWR, Morale,
Mhm.
Welfare, and Recreation place for retired military or dependents or whatnot, or active to use. So it's not open to everybody, but we're going to talk about other lodging areas as well in Garmisch as we get along here. So just give you a heads up there. But I like the Edelweiss because it's like little America. You got little
It
America
is
there. You got the pool. You got the
the
sauna.
hub that's outside,
Oh, isn't that cool?
and
Now,
we got to go out there, and it was snowing.
yes,
It's
you just
amazing.
read my mind. You just read my mind. I love it. We were there. Now, I was just there in September. I was there in June too, but I was there Christmas before last with my family. I took my family with us, my wife, my kids, and we had another friend of ours, and her daughter came with us too. And it was snowing. I mean, there was snow. I mean, it was chest high out there. There was people out there with blowers and everything, and here we are out there, out there in the jacuzzi. snow. You don't even see it. You're just hanging out. But
Right.
I always thought that was cool, especially being a Florida boy. I'm just sitting there. It's snowing outside. I'm out here, But it's all right. Now, did you eat in the buffet?
We did. It was very good. There's several times that we went through the little cafe area also. Oh, and they had glue vine huts up and running. So we hit that pretty much every night.
Right there by the painting, the wall
Yes.
painting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
no, out there. Yeah, that Glühwein is a mulled wine. It's a heated wine, and if you what I understand, if you drink 2 or 3 sips, you're going to be flying. So, absolutely, but they have the alcohol version, they have the non-alcohol version, but it's that what they call it like mulled wine, whatever. And
Mold.
but it's not actually wine. Does that make sense? I showed you how much I know about that, but you see that all over. Now you were there in November. Was it November or
We
December?
were there in November and December. So the last week we started out on the 18th and
Mm-hmm.
then didn't leave until like the 5th or 6th of December.
5th, 6th December. Wow.
Maybe it was
So
the 7th. I think we were supposed to leave the 2nd, but we got stowed in.
yeah. Oh, and didn't that just break your heart? That
Oh
just
my
break your heart.
goodness. It just broke my
Oh boy.
heart.
Wow. So what'd you think of the lobby there? That was.
It was like breathtaking when you walk in. It was just, it's everything you ever imagined. Like you see the pictures and you know it's going to be awesome, but then when you walk in and you're actually there, it's just so much more. It was just amazing.
That's right. Absolutely. Did you use the little cafe? You mentioned the cafe right there. Did you ever go in there?
Yes, we did. It was everything was so good, and
Oh,
the people that worked there were just so nice and amazing and helpful. Whatever you needed, they were right there to help you.
that's right. I think that's neat how they have young folks there. I'd say young folks.
Hmm.
They're just out of college, and they spend 15-month tours there. They pay them to work, free lodging. They're not going to pay for that, and they work there for 15 months, and they get to travel. Some carry on with their education. I've talked to two young folks there who's doing their finishing up their masters in Munich at the university right there in Munich. And it's just what an opportunity it is for uh,
Absolutely.
for a young person to do that. And folks, I have nothing to do with the hiring process, so don't be asking me because I don't know. But I do know if you contact the edelweiss.com and look under employment, and if you're just out of college or whatnot, or at least a year out of high school, I believe I read, you could apply for positions there. And so contact them, and they will let you know. But what an opportunity! What an opportunity it is for young folks.
I
I mean,
wish I knew about it when I was younger.
oh man, that's right. Now, I don't know about that, but I was there. I was there in the army, but we had to work all day. We had to work on the whole, and everything. Then I was there. So, but I was also there as a kid. My dad was in the military years ago. We were in Gießen, so I spent some time in Gießen and then Schweinfurt. That's where I was stationed in the military in Schweinfurt, United States Army. But yeah, fond memories. So, what'd you think of the views? I mean, picture yourself. You're standing up by the flags, okay, in front of you're outside. Tell the folks what do you see out there when you're standing out there?
It's just so much beauty. Now, when we arrived, um, now being from Florida, and we don't have much of a fall.
No.
So we don't have the leaves that are the orange and the reds and the yellows. And even though it was later into November, it was fall when we got there, and there were still like these bright yellow trees. You could find some every once in a while, but it was just the most gorgeous sight. It didn't look real. You could just stand there and just look. It was just amazing. You would see the mountains. You would see, like I said, we would walk through the streets, and there would be a beautiful river going by, and the color of that river, that blue, was just nothing I'd never seen before. And it was just, I tried to just take it all in. But yeah, that natural beauty is just nothing unless you're there and see it yourself. I just can't explain it, how beautiful it is.
I totally understand. I could talk till I'm blue in the face to folks. Man, Garmisch is beautiful. You got to check it out. I mean, this is just beautiful. I could say it to whenever, till the cows come home. Moo, you know, and they're like, whatever, whatever. But you hit it right on the money. Until they see it for themselves, that's when it'll kick on. And tell us about some of your excursions, the stuff you went out and did while you were there.
So first, I did watch your videos to see what was popular, and I had a long list. And I'll start with the ones that we didn't get to. I didn't get to the Zook
First of
Site.
all, thank you from the bottom of my heart. That makes my heart smiling. I'm smiling. Everything's smiling. So thank you.
The Zuzbixa was for our second week there, and it was closed for several days, partly because of these skiers coming in, because that last week that we were supposed to be there, it was opening up for snow season. So they were doing lots of getting it ready. And then it was open for 3 days, but then this huge snow came, like the most snow. They told us it was the most snow they had had in like 8 years.
Really?
In that area. So we had
Wow.
a lot of snow, but it was so beautiful. But I think our first tour was the Etoile Monastery. I can't.
Monastery? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just all amazing. So when we got there, it started spitting snow, and the trees were, I'll have to look for some of my pictures. The trees, you could see they were fall colored. When we came out, they were covered in just a little bit of snow. Like it wasn't really on the ground a lot. You could see it, but you could just see like the tips of the trees were beginning to be in snow. And it was gorgeous. That
See it
tour
now.
was really good. We got to taste some of their goodies that were there. The cheese was closed. The cheese place was closed that day, but
Wow.
we had fun. It was just a really good
Yeah,
tour.
so that was
And
pretty easy of them.
that was a tour that we took through Edelweiss. So we had someone there that was explaining everything, and they took us on a van, so we didn't have to worry about how to get there, how to get back. So it was very
Right.
easy and just very, very nice. It was a really good day.
That's good. But that's pretty cheesy of them to close a cheese place when you were there. I cracked myself up. All right. But that is awesome. What else did you do there?
We went to Innsbruck, Austria.
Oh
We took
yeah.
That was for one of the Christmas markets. I don't think they have that tour all the time, but it was during that time. It was actually the first one that they took into Austria for the season, and that was amazing. Also, when we arrived, there was a huge rainbow over the Alps. So,
Oh,
and I
nice.
love rainbows. So to see a rainbow over the Alps was just, that just made my day. If I didn't see anything else, that was enough. But the day just got better. We got there, and it was, I saw some of the most beautiful foliage. There was this huge, huge orange tree as you walk in, and it was just like, it was like fall that you would see like on TV, that you would think it wasn't real again. Like everything just seemed so, the colors are so vibrant, and it was just so, again, if you don't see it, if you can't, you got to be there. You just got to be there to experience it. But Innsbruck also had two Christmas markets that we went to. There was a small one that was like an older one, and the across the river. So we went to both, And when we visited Christmas markets, we decided we would try a lot of the cuisine there. So we would get different sausages and we would just share. We would cut them up and share, and then we would try different, just all kinds of different things, because so good, so good.
Oh, the food over there in Germany and Austria, I mean, it's just amazing, amazing. Did you have a bratwurst by any chance?
We had a bratwurst. We had is it Nuremberg
No, no
curry
burger of a oh curry, yeah, a currywurst.
curry wurst. Yes, we had that in Mittenwald when we were in Mittenwald. Yeah, but the food was really good. I kept having people tell me, it's really bland. You're probably not going to like it. I loved everything that I had. And again, you had one of the eats videos that you had on YouTube, and so I was looking for things. So that helped me also. So I made a little
Awesome.
notebook of from watching your videos of, okay, I need to try this, I need to try that, and the currywurst was one on the top. I had never had that before, hadn't even heard of it, and ended up being one of my favorites.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I had that was one of my last meals in Germany when I was there last. When I was there in September, end of September, I was leaving Garmisch. All right, I was taking a bus to the train station. I didn't rent a car that time, so I was taking a bus from the Edelweiss to the train station, and I was passing by, brought downtown by Peaches and all that
Hmm.
stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I got an hour and 15 minutes to spare. I got off that bus and I ran to my favorite currywurst shop right there in Garmisch. I mean, a currywurst, and it's in my video. And then I had one of my favorite desserts. Oh,
Spaghetti ice.
spaghetti eyes. Can you say
Yes,
spaghetti? Oh,
we had that several times.
what was your first impression of this luscious gold called spaghetti eyes?
Well, first you just want to look at it. It's so cute and pretty, and you're just like, I don't know if I want to eat it. And then you take one bite, and before you know it, there's not any left. It's all gone.
It's all gone. That's right. Now, did your lip quiver when you took your first bite?
It was just so good. Like, I wanted to savor every bit of it, but it was gone in a hurry. But I really wanted to take my time and eat it, but there was no way. It was
It's
just,
hard, isn't it? See,
it
I'm
is.
gonna give you an impression, a reenactment of eating spaghetti eyes. All right, this is my bowl. This is a spoon. It's my back scratcher. All right, so this is my spoon. By the time it gets here, your hand starts to go, oh. Then it gets here, it's like, oh, it's so good. Oh my goodness, I am so happy to hear that you had spaghetti eyes. But did you get any pictures or video by any chance of that?
I got pictures. I actually put some on your Facebook
You
page.
did, you did, and I'm gonna go back and highlight that too, and I'm gonna highlight that some more. So that
And
is
there's so many flavors. Like, there was just so many to choose from. You just kind of have to keep going back and trying them all.
now what flavors did you try?
I got the chocolate with Nutella,
Oh, the Nutella one.
and
They
then
love Nutella over there.
hmm and then I think my son got like a strawberry with I with chocolate, maybe. I can't really remember. We'd
Yeah,
gotten it a few times, so but it was
there's
good
one
every
too.
single time.
It, it's butterscotch color, and it tastes it similar, but it's not. It's different. I call it butterscotch spaghetti eyes, but that's not what they call it. That's a Darren. It's butterscotch spaghetti eyes, whatever. But I can't think of the name of it. It's like a caramel type thing.
Hmm.
Um, but anyways, oh yeah, spaghetti ice is my language. I talk about that almost in every video. Sometimes, most of the time, I don't mean to because I talk about it so much. Then I end up I'm out and about and everything. Well, I think I'm gonna have some spaghetti. What am I gonna do?
And
Now,
it's
did you
so
have your
popular. You would think it would be here, but it's not anywhere here.
well, newsflash.
Ooh,
Can you say
yes.
newsflash? Can you say newsflash?
Newsflash.
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 They have it here.
They
I have
do.
not seen it. Well, um, I've seen it at Disney Springs.
Okay.
Okay. I went there to meet somebody. I'm not really a Disney person, and nothing against people that are Disney people. I'm
Right.
not that. But I went there to meet my buddy, and I found out they had spaghetti ice there, and it was good. But I
Check
heard
that
that
out.
yes, yes. If I can remember the name of the place, I'll send it to you. I asked my buddy; he would remember. But I'm not sure you're aware of this or not. I have a meetup in a place called Helen, Georgia, and 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 that's coming up. It's always the second weekend in March,
Okay.
and so and what we do, we Friday at 2 o'clock we meet for spaghetti ice at a place called
Ooh.
Das Ice Cream. It's a ice cream shop. Now, are you familiar with Helen, Georgia at all?
I've never been there.
Have you heard of it before?
I have heard of it, yes, and I've
It's
seen
like a
lots of
Bavarian
pictures.
town. It's like a Bavarian town, but
Mhm.
you're in the middle of Georgia, not in the middle, but you're in the mountains of Georgia, and it's got that German feel. It's like, man, am I in Bavaria or where am I in Georgia? What am I in? And anyways, the folks who owns it, he's a retired Army pilot, helicopter pilot, uh, and she's a retired school teacher. Speaking of school teachers,
Okay.
and I think principal too. I believe I met so many people. I don't want to get mixed up. Retired school teacher. I'll say that.
Okay.
And she might be a principal, retired principal. But this is her second. They were retired and they went back in, just to open up the shop. Well, they closed the ice cream shop for my group on Tuesday on Fridays at
So
two
you got
o'clock.
it
So we
all
got
to yourself.
all to ourselves, two to three. Excuse me, from 2 to 3 on that Friday. And then Friday, everybody they go out to eat, do stuff. No, there's no organized, but everybody's meeting there together. Saturday we meet for breakfast, but it's not organized. Hey, everybody be here, sorry, but everybody's on their own. And then the next thing is 6 o'clock. That's when everybody comes together. We go to the Hofbrauhaus. I tell people don't go to Munich. We won't be in Munich, but it's the Hofbrauhaus in Helen, Georgia. We meet there at 6 o'clock, and we have a big program there. I even bring the microphone and PA system and all that stuff, and so a bunch of people comes. This year we have 109 people signed up for the dinner already to go to this place. And this year will be the first year when I told the owner of how many people's coming. Well, he's going to close the restaurant and make it a private party. So this
Nice.
year is going to be a private party. So we got people coming from all over, even Washington State. A lot of the cruise community is going to be there too. I live to cruise as well, but but a lot of travel people and whatnot. So looking forward to that. And then Sundays for those who are interested, we have a thing called Church by the River, and it's exactly that. We have a church service because everybody's away, and it's a chance, and we literally have church service by the river. So for those who want to show up, we have hymns. We sing. Somebody leading the music, and then we have a sermon, and then and this year it's going to be tag teamed by two different preachers. One Scott from North Carolina, another one Pastor Tommy Gray from Ocala and everything. So it's going to be a good time. But we do that. This is the fourth annual, and it's growing every year, and it's just
That
wonderful.
sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh boy, hey, there's room. Not putting you on the spot, but there's room, and we always got fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th, whatever, and so forth.
Okay.
But yeah, it was but spaghetti, and where I was getting at with the whole thing, the spaghetti ice. So they do a wonderful job there. The difference between German ice cream and our ice cream is the ingredients. Now, I'm a proud American. I'm not knocking American, not even their ice cream, because I love it too. All right, it's just different, and I love spaghetti ice gelato. Oh, you just put it in your mouth, and oh, it is so good. Um, but this ice cream shop, it's all gelato too. So they use fresh ingredients. No, what's that stuff? That fructose corn syrup. None of that
Hmm.
stuff's in the stuff, and in the ice cream. And it sounds like a drug. No, nothing's in the stuff, but there's nothing in there. Just fresh stuff, fresh stuff. And but it tastes very close to to Germany. Now it's not wide, it's not all the way, but it's very close for American standards. Hey, this will get me
Pretty
through till I
good.
get to Germany. But that's one of my favorite places to go. And I also got a video where I made in my kitchen a few years back of my family and I making spaghetti ice, making it at the house. We had the strainer and all that stuff, and made it. So that was really, really cool. Wow, see, you got me going when we started talking about ice cream. That's what I'm talking about. Now, question for you:
Yes.
How many times did you eat spaghetti ice?
Too many to count.
Too many. That's good. My favorite is not enough. Not enough.
Exactly.
I would eat before I started this diet thing. Okay, back in October 22. No exaggeration. I would eat 5, 6. I would say plus 5, 6 plus a day, the whole
Oh,
time I'm in Germany. A day, because I'll go to one ice cafe and then there's another ice cream shop. Let's go try theirs. And I'll sit there.
right.
Oh look, an ice cream shop. And then here I am sitting there 5 hours in ice cream shops, and it was good. And I did that. But my last trip, my last 2 trips, I was there for 18 days. The one in June, I took a group of people over. I take groups to Germany as well, and we had I think I had 4, and I split it with my son. So really, well, altogether probably 3 full ones I had. And then
Mhm.
my last trip, I spent 6 days in Germany, and I had 4 all by myself because I'm like, okay, I'm only here 6 days. I'm good. I'm going to eat as much as I can. And
Much
then
as
I
you
went
can.
right back. Yeah, yeah. Then well, if I say that, I'll still be there. I'm coming. I'm coming. Um, but I try to watch it. But yeah, it is so good
Well, something else that I like that was a dessert is the pancake.
with the apple in it.
Yes, that was really different for me. Like it kind of is like a pancake, but then it's not like a pancake, and uh, but I really ended up liking it. And I'm not an apple person, but that was very unusual. That was unusual dessert to try.
Did it have like the pancake and then a round clump of apple in the middle?
It had like a cream sauce on it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes.
It was
Yes.
like little squares, like cut up in little squares, and it kind of looked like cake a little bit, or a bread pudding type. But then it was had the texture of maybe a pancake. So, but it was good. You
Oh
just
wow.
you try everything that you've never had, and it just
That's
all
right.
ended up being really good. A good experience too.
That's right. Boy, you got my tummy turning. It's like, oh, I gotta get
Well,
back. I gotta get back.
so what I
Oh,
did not get to try, and I don't know if it's like on the weekends they have this, but it's the Schweinhasse. Is that how you say that?
yeah, swine accident. Yes. Yes.
Yes, that looks so good. I had asked for it in 3 or 4 different restaurants, and they just didn't have it the nights that I was there. And
Oh.
but everything else was good. We tried some of the Jaeger schnitzel and the goulash and
Oh
um,
yes.
some venison. The dumplings were really good.
Oh
It
yes.
was just it was really good. Everything was good.
See all this stuff about food. I mean, I'm starving right now. Oh my goodness. So you didn't get to try swan axle, but you had the other stuff. Like they have
Yes.
like hundreds of schnitzels. I mean,
Hmm.
and you said you have this Jägermeister, right? Jägermeister.
Jaeger
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jaeger schnitzel.
Yeah, Jaeger schnitzel, the one with the mushrooms in it.
Yes.
Oh, and the gravy. Oh my
And there
goodness.
was one we had that was now it had a breading on it, but it on the inside of the breading they had put mustard. So it was like mustard and bacon, and then the breading. It was really good too.
Oh wow. Oh that's oh boy. How you got me thinking. Now, did you ever try rouladen?
Yes, we had that too. Yes. And I was amazed at how much better their red cabbage was. I like red cabbage, but it was totally different there than what you get here.
Right,
And it was
right.
so much better. Yeah, it was really good. And they call it
Oh yeah.
salad. So
So,
I was
yeah,
like, oh,
salads.
salads.
Yeah. Ich möchte ein Salat, bitte. Salads. Would you like some salads? Sure. Yeah. Everything and all the foods, anything and everything. There's no preservatives in it, and that really makes a difference.
It
And
really does.
I wish that we had laws like that. Now, again, I'm proud American. I don't like talking anything bad about my America. I love my America, you know. But there's some things that we could change to make things better. I think, by getting
Hmm.
rid of all the junk they put in the foods. But oh
Well,
yeah,
even their breads it was just a different taste that fresh. I mean, it's just really fresh and really good. And I guess they were fresh because they didn't last long in the little bakeries and
you just said one of my favorite words. That is the word fresh. Say it one more time.
fresh.
Fresh. Fresh. Oh boy, that's one of my favorite words. And people that it's a thing on my videos. Fresh is fresh, but all that fresh bread. So when you're walking around Garmisch,
Hmm.
describe the smells of the bakeries. Did you what did you think about the smells of everything?
Um, you just close your eyes and take a big breath in, and you're just in love. It's all I don't know how to put it better than that. You're just in love and you want to go in. My son, my youngest son's 22, so he went with us, and he was just like me. Can we
You have a
try that one? Can we
22-year-old?
I have a 22 and a 29-year-old.
What?
Yeah, I'm old.
What? Well, I don't think so.
Mm.
Wow. Well, okay. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Now, who all was with you? It was you,
It was
your
you,
son.
you. It was
You
me, my son, and my husband.
okay?
So just the three
Awesome.
of us.
Just the three of us. Or that's two of us. That song, just the. I don't know. Anyways, that is awesome. Now, how many days were you in Garmisch?
um, we were supposed to be there from the 18th until the 2nd. We took off. Now it snowed that whole second week where we were there. So there was snow on top of snow on top of snow. And then the night before we left to go back to Munich, I think they got like 18 inches. And we were actually supposed to take the Flix bus back to Munich to catch our flight. And that didn't work. The trains were stopped, so we couldn't get on the train.
Oh
So
no.
there was another group there was a group of 3 or 4 other Americans that were there on work, and so we all rented a van and got back to Munich. So, but when we got to the airport closed down.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Just
So
talk about building character.
exactly. Can I give a shout out to the airline that we were on?
Sure, go right ahead. That'd be great.
So we took Iceland Air, and we got back to Munich as we were leaving. I think this was like that was still the 2nd, but we were in Germany 2 more days, and then we got to Iceland and we're in Iceland 2 more days. So that's a whole different story. But um, they told us to find a place to stay, and of course, by the time I figured out where to call, who to call, everything was booked. So I found a place. I don't even know where it was at, but it was like supposed to have been like 15 kilometers and it ended up being 25 kilometers. But
Makes a
it was
difference.
nice. But we got there like at 11 o'clock at night, and
Did you have to take a taxi or Uber or
we took
whatever?
an Uber,
Okay.
and it took over an hour. Well, it took about an hour and a half because of the roads, and
Hmm.
and then we got there and we had instructions of how to get into the building, and you had to make your own key card. So that was an experience.
I bet. I bet.
And no one there spoke any English, and there was
Oh,
not any
nice.
desk that night. But we made it. We got there and got in, and um, that was nice. But we had Iceland Air, so we were there 2 nights. Had an Uber. It cost over $100 to get there and back to the Munich 2 days later. And then when we got
$100 one way or there and back?
no, it was $95 one way and then back.
Wow.
Yeah, which I don't know why anybody was driving in that anyway. They had shut down most of the Autobahn at one time.
I believe it.
So when we got to Iceland, we couldn't get to the United States, and they had we had Iceland Air. They had a bus there waiting on us, like everybody that had missed their flights back to the U.S., and took us to dinner. Like everything was already set up because they knew that we were going to be there overnight. Took us to a restaurant for dinner. Had a room for us. So when we got back to the hotel, all we had to do is show our passport, and our room was ready. And they took care of everything. Like we didn't have to check on anything, do anything.
Wow.
It was amazing. And then when we got back and actually had, the hotel night for 2 nights that was still in Germany and the Uber, we were paid in 24 hours. Like to me,
Really?
that's just unreal. And so I just wanted to do a little shout out to them because we will
Well,
definitely be using them again because they took such good care of us.
and this was Iceland Air?
Iceland Air.
Wow. Well, they deserve a shout out. And in fact, because of that, I'm gonna check them out on my next trip to Germany just to see what the prices are. I mean, I look at all the airlines, I do, and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna go there first because of that. So
So
Iceland
I
Air, make sure you check out Terri and give her a free flight. I'm just kidding.
exactly.
Well, that'd be
Also,
nice.
so also, if we ever go, well, not if we ever, when we go back to Germany, we will probably use them. But they also have like, you can do a layover, like a 2 or 3 day layover, and they have the hot thermal springs there. So that's my goal. The next time is I want to use Iceland Air again, go over there
That's
and go to
awesome.
the Blue Lagoon and stay a couple
Oh
days,
yeah.
then head on over to Germany.
That'd be great. And a friend of mine, Eric, may have probably seen my videos, Travel Adventures with Eric B. He did that. He went and made the lagoon and all that stuff. And yeah, I think he's got a video on that too. But it was pretty neat. So in Garmisch,
Garmisch.
did you okay? Well, let me put it this way. What was your favorite restaurant there? Do you remember the
Um,
name of it?
there were several. The Frauendorf.
Frondorfer. Awesome. I was waiting for you. All right. I love the Frondorfer.
And then there was another one that was Voltinger
Yes, right down the road. Well, you got Maximilian Strasse
on
right
the
there
other end. Yes.
on the other end, like you're going out.
And then there was one that was like north of that one. It was on the same side of the road. I can't remember that one. Um, small little family owned, and we went there a couple times too. It was right after you left Edelweiss, probably 2 blocks on the right.
Yes, yes.
I can't remember
Yeah,
the name.
I can't think of the note, but yes, they have good swine hacks there.
They didn't
Wow,
have it.
didn't have either. Wow. Let's see here. This is my. Remember this guy?
Yes, yes.
The front over. Yeah. So we have. I got tons of pictures of them, but there's anyways, he's been there for years. The Frondorfer, way before now I didn't go to that restaurant in the 80s. I didn't know that was there in the 80s. But in 2008 when I was back there, he was there, or excuse me, 2009 when I was back there, he was there. So he remembers me. I go in there, I get the yearly picture, and he just smiles and he speaks very little English, but he could play that accordion, can he?
Oh my goodness. And the dancing. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Absolutely.
You need to make sure that you make a reservation. Call them, and especially if you have a lot of people.
Yes.
It's very popular.
It's very popular. And Tuesday, let me see, Saturday.
Now they're closed Monday. Almost everything is closed on Monday.
You got that right. And on Tuesdays, it's not but tour buses. If you go on Tuesday, if you make the reservations, they'll slide you in.
Mm-hmm.
But Saturday's hard, Friday's hard. It's got to be the right time, unless
Right.
you are there earlier or get a reservation earlier, whatnot. But that's where I take my groups. I took a group there were 9 of us. Yeah, 9 of us last June. 8 of us. 9 of us. There was 9 of us last June. And I took them there. They loved it. Everyone I take, I'm taking 2 group trips to Germany this year. I'm leading the groups in June, and of course that's exactly where I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them right there to the Fraundorfer, all that good stuff. Now, did you go to? Oh, go ahead.
We went to. I want to make sure I say this right. Mookie
Yes, right across from the Pizza Hut.
Close to Peaches. Yes.
Yeah, right behind Peaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Peaches, and then the Mookie.
Fook.
Yeah, Mookie Fook. Yeah, exactly. I saw that the first time.
What in the world? We did too. My son was like, "What is that?" I'm like, "I'm not sure."
Now, did you eat there?
We did. It was very good.
Yes. It's a steakhouse basically, and I had a big. They call them rump steak. I had the rump steak with the herb butter, the fresh herb butter on there, and they put it on the steak and it's melted, and then oh my goodness, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, it's good stuff. But going by that restaurant, my daughter, this is Christmas before last. We're walking along, and she goes, "Daddy." So why you were in Garmisch? Did you go to the Gorge by any chance, or was that closed?
No, it was open.
It was open.
It was open. It had been raining, and
okay.
So there was a lot of water because of the rain. But I think that just made it that much more amazing. It was one of those tours that I was like, do we want to do that? Do we not? And my son and my husband were like, really? A gorge? Don't miss the Park Notch Gorge. Don't miss it. You have to go. It was amazing. That was one of the, just even the walk up there until you get to the gorge is just a beautiful walk. And then again, I can't tell you the beauty and the waterfalls and the color of the water, and just it's amazing, absolutely amazing. And just, it's good for the soul. It was just a real good, you feel good when you're out there in nature and seeing all of that and hiking up that mountain a little bit and then going through the gorge. It was wonderful.
Wow. Yeah, it's beautiful. You may or may not know this, but you were there in November, December. Do they have the horse and buggies out? Going?
Yes, we did the horse and buggy ride at nighttime. So we got to see, and of course, we went. We were there Thanksgiving week, and then the first week of December, and then a few more days. So everything was decorated for Christmas. So the lights were out at night, and yeah, that was really nice too.
I bet.
And it was cold, and you had blankets, and it was real fun. It was a real good start to our holiday season or Christmas season.
And there was another one too. When going to the gorge, you could either walk it or you could take a horse-drawn carriage to the gorge to a certain spot. And
we just walked. It was so pretty.
I love that. I've done it both ways.
Hmm.
countless times because I take people there, and it never gets old to me. People say, does that get old to you? And of
Mm-mm.
course, they've never been there before. So, doesn't that get old? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. See, I'm not a tour guide. I mean, I'm not a, um, I'm not making no money on this stuff. I'm just doing it
Right.
just for fun because I love going to Germany and I love sharing with folks who want to go to Germany and learn more about it. And I'm just like I'm just a friend, you know.
Mhm.
And people, you're not a travel agent? No. And I said, well, you should be. Well, thanks, but that's not my goal. My goal is just, hey, just go have a good time and share what stuff that I like.
Mhm.
Um, um, I broke my back in military years ago, and I'm retired, and so um, that keeps my mind going.
Right.
Going to Germany, traveling to Germany, and doing other stuff. I'm very involved with my kids. That keeps me involved too. Uh, Kids, church, everything, you know, and keeps me busy. But traveling, I absolutely love travel, and I absolutely love Germany and taking people there. And it's funny, you're my second podcast ever. So
Oh.
we're and of course but my first podcast, she was a teacher too,
Oh.
and I found her on YouTube. She recorded um, she had like a playlist of 13 videos of Germany, and it was just before COVID. So I watched her videos, I commented on her videos, and hey, I really like her videos. And then I contacted her and say I would like to interview you on a podcast, sort of like I did with you.
Mhm.
And she goes, sure. And so I did that. That's probably about 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Yeah, she's awesome. She absolutely loved Germany. She said I will go back and all that stuff too. So you're my second podcast, and which is really
Okay.
really cool. I like this setup here. Um, but what else did you do in Garmisch that stood out?
Um, well, they had their Christmas market going on there. That was a cute little
Mm,
Christmas market. And again, it's just like a fantasy with all of the snow and the snow coming down. And the snowflakes were huge. Like, I think they were the biggest snowflakes I had ever seen in my entire life. And then you hear Christmas music walking up and down the
oh,
sidewalk. And um, it's just, it's like being in a dream. And
isn't it though?
everything that I dreamed and that I wanted it to happen, it like happened. I kept talking to people and they're like, you won't get any snow. You might get a little flakes during Thanksgiving, but there won't be any snow. Yeah, we got over 20 inches of snow. And um,
See, and
just,
that goes to a point I'm about to make here. You can listen to reviews, you can listen to people's opinions, but it can only go so far unless you
mhm,
do it yourself. Because I don't know how many times if you listen to somebody, well, I wouldn't do that, but I go, I have a blast,
mhm,
and I encourage people listen to the opinions, look at the reviews, look at the opinions, but go try it for yourself. Make a decision for
absolutely.
yourself because you will be most likely surprised. There's so many people that take someone's opinion for fact when it's just an opinion, and then you lose out. And but I get people all the time. Well, I heard this, I heard that, and I was like, did you go? No, I don't. I'm like, well, how do you know? And and quick story. During COVID, the C word. I don't say that word. That meant I couldn't go to Germany for 19 months. Oh, that made me so. Oh, that drove me crazy. Um, and during that time, I started putting it out there because I was still making videos. Hey, I'll make itineraries to Germany, and I don't know. Hold on, I got my book right here. To date, I've done 66 itineraries for folks, and
Wow.
I do it for free. So I would do like a video call, find out their likes, their wants, whatever, and then I steer them. Hey, you want to go to Bavaria area? You want to go to Bavaria, northern Germany, whatever. and make an itinerary that sits down. And the cool story, I had these teachers contact me. They're from Nebraska. They said, Darren, I've been watching your videos and everything, and you made you said that you will help us itinerary, and we would love for you to help us. I'm like, okay. And I get asked all the time, how much do you charge? Nothing. I do it for free. Now I get thank you cards all the time. That's kind of nice. I never ask for nothing. But anyways, but they were retired teachers. I said, what is it with teachers? I love teachers. My wife's a teacher. He's retired Army and a retired school teacher. He got out of the Army, became a school teacher. She was a school teacher and retired as a principal. Maybe that's why I got confused with the ice cream lady. I know that she was a teacher, but anyways, this one was a retired teacher. Well, they've never been to Germany before. They've never been to Germany. They've been to Rome. They've been to Paris countless times. I think they said probably 10, 12 years of going there, back and forth. And they wanted to try Germany. She was skeptical. She's like, I really don't want to try it, but I'm doing it for my husband. One of those things. Well, put on your seatbelt. They absolutely loved it. They loved it, including her. And that was 2021 when they went back. They're now, was it last week? They're on their 7th trip since 2021.
Oh,
going
nice.
back to Germany. And now, I'm not saying anything against Paris, or I'm not saying anything. We've seen Paris, we've seen Rome. We're going to Germany. I was like, what in the world? It went from the very skeptical lady. She was very nice. She goes, I'm doing this for my husband because he wants to go, and everything. And now she's like, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that, stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome, and it's just neat to see. It's just neat to see, and I love sharing. I just love sharing. Now, where else in Germany did you go besides Garmisch?
So I think
Well, I knew went to Innsbruck and other places.
we went to the Lindenhof Palace.
Palace there.
So I wanted to go to Neuschwanstein Castle, but again, because of the snow, we couldn't get there and get up to the castle. And I don't think there were tickets. You could go to the castle, but you couldn't go through it. Get your tickets before you go. That's just a good thing to do, because when you get there,
Right.
you may be disappointed that you can't go. But I'm going to see if I can find real quick. So you know how you drive up to the area where the store is before you walk up to the palace.
Yes.
So no cars could go up to the palace
Nope.
because there was so much, well, not even to that little rounded area, because there was so much snow. You had to walk through
Oh, really?
the snow. And
Even the roundabout? The roundabout was closed?
right. Well, yes. So you had to actually walk from where the store was all the way up. You just walked up there, but it was all snow. So it was like a winter wonderland. Everything was white. And I stopped where the pond is. Do you know the pond on the
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah. The big. Yeah.
And
The waterfall,
so,
or not
yeah.
waterfall.
Well, the
The water
waterfall,
fountain.
there is a
Yeah.
waterfall on the left,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
trickling down. And then there's the big pond on the right. And I'm just standing there, and all you see, the road is white, the fields are white, the trees are white, the pond is covered and iced over, or icing over, um, and all you hear is like a few trees crackling and
Oh,
a
that no.
bird or two. But I had no idea what I was getting ready to go see. I mean, I knew it was a palace, but I'd never been there. And um, my son and my husband took off without me, because I'm always taking pictures and taking videos. And so they're like, okay, we'll meet you up there. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. And it was just one of those moments to where, I felt like my students needed to see this. So I was doing a 360 video of just everything that was around me. And it was just white snow and water. And it was just
Yes.
the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. It was just so And then when you
Oh,
finally get up there to the palace, yeah, that's the palace. Let's see if I can.
yeah.
Um, okay, imagine all of that covered in snow.
Oh, wow.
Everybody, yeah, it was just absolutely breathtaking. It was another moment that just didn't feel real unless you were there.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Let's
Got to
see.
pinch yourself sometimes.
Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of those moments. There we go. This was the road up to it.
Oh, yeah. What? That's the road?
That's the road that was up to the palace. And then this was just walking up there. Let's see.
Wow. When you said it was covered, you said it's covered.
It's covered.
Oh, look at that. Here's that stream.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then the pond right over there on the right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
And
my goodness.
then
There it is. Wow, look at it all white. I never seen it in snowing.
it was
Wow.
gorgeous.
Yeah. What did you think of the inside?
Um, Not my taste, but it
Right,
was
right.
beautiful. Um, to imagine that someone lived like that is just incredible. Like
I
it
can't
was,
imagine.
it was beautiful. It really was. I could not believe that it was wood that was like enameled in gold, and
I know, right?
I mean, it was just amazing, amazing.
Wow. Tons of history there too.
Exactly. Um, and I did hear a lot of people say they actually liked the palace just as much, if not more, than the Neuschwanstein Castle because the palace had so much that was there, so much furniture and just items that and pictures and tapestries and that you don't really get from the castle. That it's a more up close, intimate tour in the palace. But I
Right.
think you probably need to do both at least once.
Absolutely. They um the well up there in the Neuschwanstein castle, which I have right there. That picture right there. I can barely see it from there, but anyways, um, yeah, you can go inside. You can't go to all of the rooms or anything like that. They have a lot of stuff in there, but it's guided only. You just can't just walk around and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, and then you have the one down below, which is the one that King Ludwig he grew up in,
Hmm.
Hohenschwangau Castle, which is pretty neat. Had a lot of stuff in there too, furnitures and pictures and stuff like that. But yeah, each castle palace has its own feel. That's for sure. Oh
It
boy!
was
Now, did you hit?
gorgeous.
Oh yes. Did you hit Munich at all? The city of Munich?
So that we were going to, but it was when we were going to do that, it shut down. There was so much snow, and so we didn't get to see much of Munich at all. So a good reason to go back. Another good reason to go back.
I love your attitude. I love your attitude. It's a good reason to go. No, it's a great reason
Great
to go
reason
back.
to go.
It's a great reason to go back. Absolutely. Um, what other cities or towns did you go to?
Well, we went to Dachau.
Okay, I did see
That,
some pictures of that in there.
hmm
So
My son is a history buff, and he does like the World War II era. And so he wanted to go. I was a little, wasn't real sure. I can remember, reading about Auschwitz and being a teacher and just
yeah,
you know I just didn't know. And I had gone to the memorial that's in Washington D.C., the Holocaust Memorial,
Holocaust Memorial. Yep, yep.
and it absolutely, you can go through and follow a person that's your age, and just broke my heart and didn't
Yeah,
know if I could handle this. But it was a very good, so it's sobering, but
it
there's a
is.
lot of history there, a lot of good history there. And it was a side that I wasn't familiar with. I wasn't familiar with how, um, the people that went to Dachau were not friends of Hitler, but friendlier than the Jews were. So they were actually, some of them taken care of better than at Auschwitz, but it was still all just terrible. Um,
Yeah,
but very eye opening, very sobering, very, historical, and a lot of good history there. What I did see that touched my heart was there was a young man there that he was very emotional when we got to where the crematory was,
oh yeah,
because that's where his great grandfather. I mean, that was the last place that he was at. So, when you
really.
start really thinking about that, it it hits
It's
home a
rough.
little bit, even though I don't have any ties to that era. It was just very sobering to me, and I just walking through the um, the showers.
Yeah,
I had always, in history in school, you'd always heard about how they would put them in these rooms and they thought they were showers. And then to like literally be standing there and looking up and seeing where the shower, where the
oh,
poison was.
that
Uh,
had been so awful. It was. I
you,
mean,
if you didn't get teary eyed somewhere along the way, there's something wrong with you.
something's wrong with you. Yeah,
Yeah. But it was a very good tour. But just, that was the only thing we did that day. So, and that was enough for that day.
right, right.
But very, very nice tour, if a tour like that can be nice. But
Yeah,
I enjoy history, and I enjoy all parts of the history. If not just the good, but you've got to take the bad also, and you make of it what you will. Like if
that's
you don't want to like it, you won't like it. If you want to go in and get the most out of it that you possibly can, you can do that also.
that's right. That's well said. By the way, well said. When I take my groups there, I do the whole tour thing, take them through. Before that, even before we go, like we when we're planning our trips, getting our itineraries together and stuff like that, and I asked the group, you know, I tell them what Duckhow's all about, all that stuff, and I said if anybody here is, they don't want to see that, that's not a problem. I could send you somewhere else, and we'll meet up again. It's not a problem, and everything. But I wanted you to be aware of this. It happened here. Things happen here. You're walking in history, and
Hmm.
by the way, thank God it's history. You know,
Right.
and to never be repeated again. And they understood that. And I had big guys on their knees. They they're all, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, and they made it halfway, and then had to go out that side door, and just he got down on his knees, and he goes, I just can't take this. I just can't take this. And so it hits people in different ways as it goes, because it's very graphic when you walk through there. They got the
Hmm.
pictures, and hey, this is where and you look at the picture, and then you find out you're standing where that picture is.
Well,
And
and I did exactly that, where you go all the way down through where all the barracks were, and then you go over to the left where you're going to the crematory, and it has the big ditch.
yeah, yeah, the firing wall.
That my son was like, "Mom, do you realize there's like there's no telling how many people that this is the last thing they saw?"
Yeah,
And it just
yeah,
kind of, it's a little gut wrenching right there, and
yep,
then you take it all in, and it's like beauty from ashes, if that's even possible,
Yeah.
because it is a parts of it is a beautiful place, but at the same time, it was horrible.
Oh
It
yeah.
was horrible because of Hitler and what he stood for, and then walking through it had the big ditches, and then you see a picture, you go through and you see a picture where those ditches are nothing but just body on top of body on
Got it.
top of body, and you're walking free. You've got to appreciate that moment to a point that that did happen, but I'm here, I'm walking through this with my freedom, and
Yes,
you know you got to make a difference,
absolutely.
and that's
And,
one of
and
those places that will teach you that.
oh yeah, without a doubt. When they see the ditches and the guard shack, and you see the bullet holes in the ditches and stuff like that, it will hit you hard. Also the memorials down in the back. They had
Yes.
like 6 or 7 memorials back there. It's which is I'm glad it's there. I'm glad that it's
Mhm.
there to memorize. Now, one good thing one good thing about this, like I was saying, it's history. And for years, I was really careful what I say about, I don't want to, you don't want to offend nobody. You don't want to bring up their past or anything. America's got their past too. There's stuff that you're not proud of. Civil War stuff, and all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
But who wants to bring up, hey, this happened, and who wants to do that? So I try to be respectful, but I've had more Germans say, no, we want to talk about it because it is a past, and not every German did that. What every German wasn't a Nazi, wasn't in the Nazi party. When it wasn't every German, it was a select few, and but they had to go along, or they're going to wind up in a concentration camp too. You, you know, but I'm glad that part is history and it's very important. But the whole point is, I try to be for years just trying to be to talk about it. But
Right.
most Germans I've spoke with and talked to about this subject, they're like, no, most Germans would love to talk to you about this. Yes, it's in the past, and it's in the past, and it made me realize, like right now, I've been like, oh yeah, the sky's blue. Let's change the subject, but I don't do that no more because I've had assurance from many of my German friends saying, Darren, it's okay. It's okay to talk about it. We don't want this to happen again, and everything. I said, okay. So ever since then, I've been more free. Can you have more free? But I've been free to. You can tell my wife's a teacher. Can I have more free? Uh, uh, um, to talk about this. But it's very, very important.
And I
So,
had a
all right.
similar experience at the Olympic, the ski jump.
Yes, but by the gorge.
Yes, by the gorge.
Uh-huh.
Just again, we watch a lot of history things, and both of my boys were really into the World War II. But to be able to stand there and even like turn around and know, like, can remember seeing where Hitler gave his speech,
Yeah, yeah,
and just seeing, and then you're standing there as a free person in the middle of Germany. I mean, that's
that's right.
really magnificent if you think about it.
It is. Yeah, yeah. That's funny that they say that mention of that. Not funny. I mean, but that auditorium there, the stadium there, right by
Hmm.
the ski jump and everything. There's many pictures of Hitler sitting right there in that stadium.
Right.
Um, there's pictures of him making a speech there, right in the middle. They had everything all right there in the middle. I was stationed in Schweinfurt, Germany. Beautiful Schweinfurt, Germany. It's northern Bavaria. It's actually Franconia. It's still
Hmm.
Bavaria, but it's in the Franconian region. And the place called the Rathaus. I got pictures on the wall over there, but which is a city hall. There's pictures of Hitler on a balcony right there in Schweinfurt. Right there, you can see pictures of tanks and everything right out there while Hitler's giving his speech. So there are tons and tons of history, and this is where I used to run around. This is where I was stationed. And one of the places where I saw a big old tank You know, there's an ice cream shop. I actually spaghetti ice right there. Hey, there's a German tank here sitting right here. Where I mean, this ice cream. Schweinfurt has a tons of history, tons of World War II history. All of Germany has tons of World War II history, and it's cool to see the pictures. Now, there's a thing on YouTube. It's called Then and Now. Have you heard of that? Then and Now?
I actually saw it on your Facebook page. It
Yes.
has the
Oh,
picture of then and they remove it and it has now. I love those.
me too. That is so neat. You know, like you're saying, he's got the picture of now, right now, and then they take that black and white picture, and they'll show something there. I mean, that's just really really neat to me. So, folks out there, if you've never checked out Then and Now, just look up Then and Now, and it should pop up right there on YouTube. So, absolutely, wow. So, Terri, what's the
Yeah.
number one thing? What's the number one thing you got out of Germany on your whole trip? Or let me rephrase that. What is one of the things that you got out of this whole Germany trip, the entirety of the German trip?
That I have to come back. I have to
I
go
love
back.
that. I love that.
It was
All
all
right.
great, and I would do it all again, but there's so much more that I didn't see. I will have to say the shopping, oh my goodness. I brought home over 50 Christmas ornaments from is it the Kathy Wolfhart store?
Yes, I'm very familiar with that lady.
Oh,
Did you say
and
50 or 15?
I said over 50. I had 3 or 4 bags full. That was my Christmas
Wow.
presents to people when I came back. So, but that was a lot of fun, and there's so many of those stores, and they're all so different. And the depot was a good place to go to get Christmas
Yes,
ornaments. So
absolutely. Now, which Kathy Wolfhard did you go to? Did you go to the one in Oberammergau?
that one, and then the one, it had 2 of them there. Um,
In Rothenburg? Rotenburg?
Rothenburg.
Yeah, okay. Right across from the street. They have the old
Yeah,
car sitting out front.
yes, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Now it was snowing so hard there, but there was like so many really neat stores there. A lot of woodworking shops and stores there, but my eye was on the 2 Kathy Wolfhart stores.
I bet. I bet. You know, I made a mistake in that store because, you know, I'm a YouTuber. I like to content. I like, oh, wow, look at all this. So I'm in there videoing. I'm videoing. And I get halfway in there and there's a sign. Please no pictures or video. I'm like,
I did the same thing. I had like
oh,
a whole store videotaped. They were very, very nice about it.
well, no one saw me. But when I saw the sign, yeah, I stopped. I'm not. I don't want to do
Yeah,
anything I'm
I
not
didn't
supposed
even
to.
see the sign. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
I would make a bad crook because you know I would tell myself because as soon as I was like, oh, man, so I never used that video. In fact, I think I deleted it so I wouldn't use.
You
I
said,
don't want to. I don't want no one coming after me. Oh, didn't I tell you? Didn't I?
right.
There's a sign. I don't want to be that guy, you know. But yeah, I love those stores. They got so many Christmas year round too. It's year
Mm-hmm.
round. You can go there in middle of July, Christmas in July, and get Christmas stuff. Wow, yeah, but over 50. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of ornaments.
2 of them got crushed, but I think that was great that only 2 got crushed. We were trying to get on planes, and we, were at an airport that was shut down and had to go to, considering all of that, it was, I'm happy. I was happy to get all of them home.
Wow, that's awesome. I have a couple more things to
Sure.
ask you to talk about before we go here.
Okay.
If you were to talk to somebody who never went to Germany before and they're thinking about going but have not made that decision, what would be the things that you will tell that person to think about in order to decide, I want to go to Germany? How would you convince that person?
So if they're talking, like if they are even remotely interested in Bavaria or the Alps and had never been there, Garmisch and that area is the place to go because you can go so many different places. Like it's easy. It's an easy place to go, and that be Garmisch be your home spot, your home base.
You got that right.
And then you can go to the Black Forest, and there's so much. You could go to Austria. You could literally go to Italy in one day, and there's just so much to do. And then if you are into history, I don't think there's a better place to go, especially if you are a World War II history fan or have any, inklings of like what was going on in Hitler's head. And there's a lot of history right there in Garmisch and Partenkirchen.
Yeah,
I was
good.
really taken back that how still to this day, and this is not a put down or anything, but Garmisch loves Garmisch and Partenkirchen loves Partenkirchen.
Yes, they do.
And it's Garmisch Partenkirchen, but don't think that there's a Garmisch and there's not a Partenkirchen, or vice versa. They're both
Right.
very important, but they were forced together because of the Olympics coming to Germany. And I think the story that I heard was that Hitler was like, you're going to have to combine the two towns for the Olympics, and they both were like, no. And the mayors of, or whatever they were, of each city were told, well, you're going to go to Dachau. Yeah, you're going to go to Dachau to prison if you. And it was like, immediately, okay, we'll put them together. But
Isn't it amazing how quick that changed?
Absolutely. But to this day, there's still just a little bit of pride in each one of their cities, which is, they should be proud of each one of their cities. But that was very interesting to me.
Back during that time, it was like a wine and dine fancy place. That's where all the bigwigs, all the big officers would go and wine and dine in that place.
Right.
Yeah. So you're absolutely right.
You wouldn't have seen an American in there at all.
No, not during that time. Not during that time. Wow.
But then, here we go freely there and sit and eat. Oh, one other thing. I don't know if you have heard this. You may have, but one of our tour guides was taking us actually through Edelweiss. And as you walk through the front door, like the desks are on the left side, and then on the right, where like on the right and on down toward, like if you were going into where the offices were, there's like a desk there that the telephone's at. And there's this huge
right by the ATM machines.
Yes. So there's this huge painting on the wall, and it's all you really see is a road. It's the Autobahn, and it's a car that is just driving, and you just see trees. And it's a convertible car. That was Hitler's car. So that's a picture of Hitler's car riding down the Autobahn. But that picture was actually Hitler's that came from the eagle's nest. So the army confiscated
I did not know that.
Now it hangs in Edelweiss.
I did not know
army
that.
Or in an American military place. So
yeah.
Again,
wow.
Little things excite me, and I mean, like, that's just kind of cool.
That's really cool. I know exactly what picture you're talking about. I never questioned it. I thought it was just an old German picture, but there's significance for sure. Did you walk? Thanks for that bit of information. Did you walk in the back, like in the conference area where they have conferences in the back?
Yes. They actually had 2 different ones that went on the time that we were there. It was really nice.
Did you walk to the very end? Did you see that big painting of General Patton?
Yes.
Yeah. That was actually there was a hotel before the Edelweiss was built called the General Patton Hotel. And that's where I stayed at in 1988 when I went there for the first time. Before the Edelweiss was there, It was called the Patton Hotel, and that picture was there back in the '80s, and I remember seeing that and everything. But yeah, that's tons and tons of history everywhere you go, everywhere you go. Wow. Well,
Well,
hey.
and we haven't even touched on the murals on the buildings.
Oh yes.
I mean, oh
Oh
my
my goodness,
goodness.
so much.
So a fun fact I learned about those real quick is I did not realize, or I never knew that in order for those to be restored or repainted, you had to have that artist in your family. So those homes or those businesses have been handed down for hundreds of years by the
Right,
same
right.
family. You hardly ever find anything that's for sale. And if it is, it's very expensive. But I just thought that was interesting because, yeah, I mean, like you would have to have an artist in your family to be able to just to paint, to restore those murals that are on the outside of the building that you own.
That's amazing. Now Germans, they have a lot of rules,
Mm-hmm.
which is good, which is good. And I mean, and they're very got to follow the rules, which is really
Absolutely.
good, really
And
good.
I
But
like
they
that.
have.
I'm a teacher.
I'm sorry.
I said I like that. I'm a teacher, so
That's
follow
right.
the rules.
That's right. Absolutely. And it's just really really neat. All that stuff. And over. Oh, did you make it to Oberammergau? The town of Oberammergau?
Is that the one that's behind, like, if you went on back behind Edelweiss, headed that
No,
way?
no. It's
No.
a town about 20 minutes away from there. It's where the plague took place back in 1634. The big the Black Plague that took place.
Mm-hmm.
People were dying left and right, and the mayor of the town of Oberammergau um, says they gathered the whole town there at the church and said we're going to pray. We're going to ask God to protect us. Well, they prayed right there, and he made a vow to the Lord. We will tell everybody about your life, death, and resurrection. They'll do this play every 10 years. They didn't have
Yes, yes.
video, all that stuff. And to this day, they still do that. And
And it
I
was
got to make
last year.
make the play, and finally, it's only every 10 years, and I finally got to make the play. Made the next one's going to be 2030, and if I'm still here, I'm gonna go there again, and this could be another one, the 34 on the 2034. But when they made that vow, no one else died in that town. From that point on, the town's close by. People are dropping like flies still. But they went, and he goes, we're going to pray. We're going to ask the Lord to take care of us. And nobody through the whole plague else died in that area. The death stopped. But, and they said, we're going to make that vow. We're going to do this every 10 years. And back to the rules, that's what I was thinking of. Um, the folks that are in the play now are actually descendants from the original group back in the 1600s. And the rule is you have to be a family member or live 20 years in that community for 20 years.
Oh,
And
wow.
and I was talking to somebody. I think there's only been 23 people since 1634 that lived there for 23 years or 20 years and was able to be in the play.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, so you're looking at history. You're looking at descendants. And they all married and stayed in the same community, and they didn't, you know, all these years. I'm sure people are expanded by now, but um, it's just really neat how that works. I got a video on that too, by the way. Um, Let me say that was a year before last. That was September before last. I did that, and I met I met this lady. Remember that song, "Blame It on the Rain" by Milli Vanilli,
Yes,
or
yes.
whoever it was, whoever you know.
Right.
Uh, she was the one of the dancers in the song.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
I was sitting there having, guess what, spaghetti eyes, It was between
Hmm.
plays. Plays are about. It was 5 hours. You go to play for 2.5 hours straight play. It's all in German, so you're reading. You could purchase the English titles and read everything. Then you got a 3 hour break or a 3.5 hour break. Then you go back for 2.5 hours. With that break, I'm having spaghetti eyes, and there's this couple right next to me, and I start talking. I like people, I'll talk.
Right.
I'll talk to you. I'm not going to sit there.
I will too.
And, yeah, right. And we start talking. Hey, how are you? And we start talking about spaghetti eyes. Oh yes, I know spaghetti eyes. They lived in Germany in the '80s. He was in the army, and she worked for the army. And then she goes, "Yeah, I was in." We talk about music, and then what was your favorite? I asked something like, "What was your favorite time here?" Oh, when I got to be in a Milli Vanilli video. I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, blame it on the rain." And she was in it, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And I'm interviewing her in this video, and it was really neat.
That is neat. But I
Yeah,
did appreciate the rule that they had to shovel the snow off the sidewalks every day. There couldn't be any. I appreciated that at the time, but loved that snow.
absolutely.
Couldn't believe
Yeah.
it.
Oh
Being
yeah,
from Florida, I haven't seen snow probably in 20 something years. So that was just icing on top of the cake.
right.
Oh, and
I
then
still can't believe
go ahead.
I still can't believe you're in Daytona. We're 63 miles away.
Right. Oh, and another
That-
little fun fact that I mean, there's just so much I could talk about, but there's so many people walking their dogs, and we noticed that none of the dogs were barking ever. And
no.
so I'm just like, I just we were standing on a corner waiting on a bus, and I was just talking to this lady, and she said that if you have a dog and you have it out, it actually has to go to school and be like licensed for you to be able to walk it out. And so they're trained not to bark at every little thing. So I just thought that was an interesting fact too. That's little tidbits that I would take back to my kids at school.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, what did your students say when you came back and you're telling about all
So
this?
I the substitute I had was amazing, and I would send her pictures and little videos and little tidbits along the way. So they practically
Oh,
saw me
nice.
every day or every other day. And so, yeah, I brought back lots of German candy and
Ooh,
cookies, and so they had it all. They
can I
didn't
be in
like.
your class?
Yes, absolutely. You'll have to come
May I?
visit since
May
you're
I be
so
in your class?
close.
Right, absolutely. We'll make that happen. We'll make that
We
happen.
have a German day, and but yeah,
Yes.
they loved it. And now I have a whole class of students that little seeds in their head that they want to go to Germany someday.
Wow. Yeah, hey, you never know. You never know. Wow. Well, hey, in closing here, I'm going to have you pick one. Okay. There's three
Okay.
things to pick from. I'm going to tell you what to pick from. From. Can I speak right? From. All right. Remember that question I asked you earlier about if someone's, they're on the fence about going to Germany.
Right.
Okay. What would you tell them? What would you tell them out of these three categories? One, think about it a little bit. Two, think about it a lot. Three, just do it.
Do it. Do
What,
it.
what would
Just do it.
what would it be?
Just do
It would
it.
just do it. Absolutely. And where would you would you definitely recommend Garmisch?
I would definitely recommend Garmisch. They kept telling us that when you come back, you need to go to and stay in Hamburg, or you need to go stay. And I'm like, you know what? I'll go visit, but I'm in love with Garmisch. I
Oh,
just
me too. Oh my
I could
goodness.
I really, if somebody said you had to leave where you're living now, that would probably be the place that I'd want to go.
Wow, that is so awesome. Man, I cannot wait to get back. I'll be back in June, taking two groups, and it can't get here any sooner. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
but the Helen meetup that gets me there. You know what I mean? In my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I also have. Oh, I didn't tell you about the other one. I have another meetup in Germany on June 15th. We're meeting in Munich. Of course, I'll be staying in Garmisch and at the Edelweiss, and we're meeting at Munich right there at the English Garden. You got the University of Munich right there, and then
Mm-hmm.
right across the street there's the English Garden, and it's going to be a good time. Oh my goodness, they got rivers that go through there, and I got to swim in them, jump in them. Oh, so fun! I got videos on that too. And
So I know, seen your video of IBC.
yes, oh, that's another thing I meant to ask about. Go ahead.
So it was just too cold to actually go to IBC. I wanted to walk around and just, but that's
Yes,
one of the, I want to go in the summer so I can do that. And then I want to go in the fall. I just feel like I have to go to October for Fest. I feel like I need to go to Oktoberfest at least once in my lifetime.
right, absolutely. Now if you go there in October, you'll miss it, right?
No. When is it?
Yes.
September?
Yeah, if you go, it's in September. Yep. Yeah, yeah. If you go in October, you'll miss it. It's usually the last couple of weeks of September. I think the first Saturday in October.
Okay.
It,
Good to
it, it
know.
ends. Yeah, I actually did a live stream there this past September. I'll walk through there. That was my 19th time attending a Oktoberfest there in Munich.
Oktoberfest? Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and I got some stories.
I bet you do.
Oh boy, yeah, but yeah, the last one. So Terri, this has been
Yes.
an awesome interview. We had some glitches along the way. Thank you for your patience, but we made this happen, didn't we?
It was so much fun. I can't wait to do it again.
And you know what? You took the words out of my mouth because we are going to do it again.
Oh,
We're
good.
going to
Oh,
make it
good.
happen. Maybe we could all, you and your husband, my wife and I, we can meet up in Daytona and do
Yeah.
it together. Wouldn't
Oh,
that
that
be
would be
cool?
great.
That would be awesome.
Because
Anyways,
we haven't talked about the money. We haven't talked about the beers there's just so much we haven't talked about. So much
oh
fun.
yes, oh yes. Now let's talk about money. How
Okay.
did you get your euros to go over there?
We waited until we got to Edelweiss, and that
Smart.
was easy. It was just easy to do. Um, it was actually pretty easy giving money back and forth. And if we got confused a little bit, the German people were extremely nice and polite and helpful. And like literally, you could hold it out, and they would only take what was theirs. Which
Yep, yep.
I appreciate that so much. I mean, that just there was no never felt uncomfortable in any situation. It was just everybody was nice. I felt safe. My whole family felt safe. Um, but yeah, everything was marked, so you knew, and I thought it was kind of fun trying to figure out the money part. And the only thing that I would, if you go to Edelweiss, take your quarters, because that's the only thing that works in the laundry room.
That's right. There you
And
go.
they don't have a lot of quarters. I mean, you can go to downstairs where you go to the pool. They will give you quarters there, but if you want to bring some of your own that you have, you could do that
I
at
used to carry
Edelweiss.
a bag of quarters, a sandwich
Mm-hmm.
bag full of quarters for that reason, and some wash pods, like a couple of wash pods. Put in there.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, taken care of.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, Terri, I can't wait to meet up again in person and or video, whatever we'll make it happen. And I
Yes.
appreciate your time. I appreciate your time on this, and again, your patience with all the
Thank you for
technology stuff.
asking me.
Oh,
Thank you for
you're
asking me.
welcome.
This was a lot of fun.
Oh, well,
Makes me want
that's
to
awesome.
start planning again.
Hey, come on. You got any questions? You just let me know. Folks out there,
will.
if you're watching this for the first time, why don't you join Terry and make a trip to Germany?
Yeah.
It's easy to plan a trip. I'll help you plan a trip. And just like Terry did, she went and she did her own research out there, and she found her way. And you can do the same thing. So make sure you hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell for a lot more of these podcasts. This is my second podcast, and we're good. We're gonna get it better, aren't we?
We are,
Right.
but I just want to thank you for your videos because that's what helped me so much going my first time to Germany.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That makes a heart warm. That's for sure. Now, what I normally do here, and I'm going to do it now, I ask for your help to help me say goodbye. Will you do that?
I will.
Okay. At the end of my videos, I always say Dankeschön Tschüss. Right? So,
wait a minute.
but I just
Let
don't
me
say
practice.
Dankeschön Tschüss.
Dankeschön.
Go ahead and practice.
Say it again.
Dankeschön Tschüss.
Dankeschön.
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 Yep. All right, ready? On a count of 3, improv. 1, 2, 3. Dankeschön Tschüss.
Should we do it again?
Very good. Very good. You did great, Terry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.